Hello, great people. Nigeria has witnessed tragic stampedes across state of the federation that has claimed over 105 lives. Now, what is the cause of this stampede? People are going for freebies and people are going to get Christmas rice. And that is the cause of this stampede. On this episode, we will be looking at the issues and circumstances that gave birth to this stampede. We'll be looking at how the quality of life has declined drastically over the years, the inaction and actions of successive government and that of Bola Tinubu, and the failures of the state government and also ordinary Nigerians themselves. We'll be looking at this and a whole lot more on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omosholadeji. First, let us look at something. In Nigeria, a nation that is as rich as Nigeria, Nigeria is not a poor country. I can tell you that for free. If you look at countries that have not earned up to what Nigeria has earned, countries that do not have the resources that Nigeria has, that does not have the natural and human resources that Nigeria has, there are so many of them that are even more developed than Nigeria. What Nigeria is facing is mismanagement. It's not that Nigeria is poor. So that people are queuing for rice and for freebies is not as a result of because the country is poor. No, it is as a result of the failure of leadership and governance at all levels. Because if you look at it, you call Nigeria a poor country, but which of the luxury cars is not available in Nigeria? Which of the luxury cars or luxury brand of cars, luxury wristwatches that you can say, oh, this is the A-grade wristwatch? Is it Richard Mille? If you call for Richard Mille competition, you will see the son of Nigerian politicians themselves, artists, celebrities, engineers, they will bring out the wristwatch that costs over 200 million naira, one wristwatch. So is Nigeria a poor country when there's Escalade, Bentley, Porsche, everywhere? Is Nigeria a poor country when there's private jets everywhere? Is Nigeria a poor country when you have oil, which is otherwise called black gold, and you have been mining oil since 1958? Is Nigeria a poor country? So let us get ourselves right. Nigeria is not a poor country. It is not out of because the country is poor that people are queuing for freebies and they are being stampeded. No, it is not because the country is poor. It is because the people are poor. And when the country is rich and the people are poor, that shows that there's something wrong with the leadership of that country that is supposed to create a level playing ground for you to thrive based on your capacity, intelligence, and talent. So that people are, being stampeded because of rights. You can imagine before what it is something significant that usually kill people. You hear that, oh, it's HIV, protect yourself, it's real. That's all you hear. You hear that, oh, Biafra war, that is a war. You hear of Boko Haram, right, which is more like a war. But now, what is killing people in the first few days is rice. To not make it worse, it is not because that there's a poisonous rice. Let's imagine that, okay, there's a mistake and maybe importers of rice or people that are planting rice in Nigeria, they made a mistake and there's now a poisonous rice. That is different. But people are dying because of rice, whereas the rice itself is not a poison. It shows the level of decline. Who would have thought that a time will come in Nigeria, as blessed and as rich as Nigeria is, with a lot of billionaire, you'll be hearing billionaire, this, billionaire, that. Yet people are dying because of rice. And I've always said it that Nigeria is a country whereby you see monumental wealth lying side by side with incredible, unimaginable poverty. Lying side by side with unimaginable poverty. So imagine people are dying in Anambra. because of rice. See, before you can go and collect rice at a gathering like that, you see, that rice must be something that is of important need to you. Because when you get there and you see the crowd alone, if you can afford it conveniently, it will be difficult for you to say that you want to go and queue for rice. For instance, some of you watching me, and if I can use myself as an example, if I get to such a place and I see such crowd, I'll be like, do you mean I have to queue? I have to join this large crowd of people for me to get just rice? That hour, I can use it to do a lot of thinking, a lot of research, a lot of so many things. And even if I'm using it to sleep, I'm satisfied. No, I can't join this queue. It's because I can afford the rice. But people that can't afford it, what will they do? It is because you that you are watching me, you can afford the rice. But people that can't afford the rice, people that, they don't have any other means of eating rice apart from that free rice that they will get, what do you want them to do? Even if it's hot sun, they will have to stay there. And this is not just happening. When I was in the Niger Delta to collect data for scientific research, should I tell you the truth? I've seen communities that oil pipeline pass through their backyard. Oil. The oil that Nigeria is earning money from pass through their backyard. But those communities, majority of them cannot afford to buy rice to eat. I'm talking of as far back as 2019. No, I'm not talking of 2024, 2023. No. So this is not even a 100% Bola Ahmed Tinubu problem. Bola Ahmed Tinubu only worsened it by the inaccuracy of his policies, by the failure of his policies, by his Superman-like approach that you met Nigeria in a terrible state when the country was handed over to you by Buhari of your own party, and you now want to turn everything around within a night twinkle. Nigeria did not get to this level within a night twinkle. So why not hold people that have stolen Nigeria dry? Why not hold them responsible? And I've said it before that is one of the displeasement I have with the president, that is being too politically correct. You are leaving the past leaders that have milked the country dry. You are leaving people that milk the country dry in successive government, and you are now passing the burden on Nigerians. No, Nigerians have not offended you. If they've done anything, they made you president. They voted for you. And even if people want to say, oh, it is INEC and the judiciary that made you president. Okay, fine. Is the INEC and judiciary, are they not Nigerians? Are they from Togo? Are they from Benin Republic? They don't go to the market. If the man and woman at INEC and judiciary, if they are rich, is everybody in their family rich? If everybody in their family is rich, is everybody in their village rich? If everybody in their village is rich, is everybody in their state rich? So I'm not on the support of passing all the burden to Nigerians in such a way that rice will now appear to be something of luxury to Nigerians. Imagine the quality of life, the sanctity of life, that people will be dying just because of rice, ordinary rice. Abba, even if they get the rice, is it only the rice that will make a meal? They need Maggi, they need oil, they need gas or firewood. So if people are dying because of rice, what will now happen if they want to get groundnut oil and another thing that they will use to cook it? That means that the whole country or the whole community will just die like that. So successive government has taken us backward instead of forward. And it is in every area and aspect of our life. If you look at the value of the naira, if you look at the level of security, there was once a time in the days of our parents and grandparents that if you are selling something, you just need to leave it outside. People will take it and put money, right beside it, and nobody will steal the money. But over time, our life has been taken backward instead of forward by successive government. And that is where the challenge comes for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take Nigeria forward, because even under him, the quality of life has retrogressed. You cannot say the reforms will bring change, but will everybody die before the change comes? Everybody must not die before the change comes. That rice is now a luxury, is an issue So for me, I don't blame the people that are doing these freebies in the true sense of it, because they are helping government to achieve the end goal. And I will explain that to you. You see, the end goal of every government is to create succor, is to create comfort. Any policy that you implement and your existence is to create succor for the people, having submitted part of their right to another right under the social contract theory. But I can't explain it in depthly today. So you see that people that you exist for are now not feeling the impact. So it is now people that are not in government that are now helping you to achieve the end goal. In other words, if your policies are right, if your actions as a government are right, in the sense that there's prosperity in the land, there's low inflation, there's low unemployment, there is food is affordable, there's access to social incentives, welfare loan, health facilities affordable, everything is affordable. People will not die in that stampede, because the people that will come for the rise will just be a few people that really needs it. As it is being done in Western countries, when they are giving free things, you don't see people flock the place. The food banks, you don't see everybody in the whole state or the whole community flood the place. It is only people that are in need that go to the food bank in developed countries. So it means that if your policies are right, people won't go there. So the failure of your policies as a government, your failure to bring succor to the people, is what has given the philanthropists the responsibility, having seen the hardship in the land, to now be creating succor, to now be putting food on the table of people, something that your policy, your action could have created for the people. So I won't blame the philanthropists, because it is not a crime to be a philanthropist. What I can only blame them for is lack of proper planning. But in the true sense of it, if you plan, like the case of Queen Am, if you plan for 5,000 people and you've catered for the security and welfare of 5,000 people, on the day of the freebie, if 20,000 people shows up, what will you do? What will you do? There's nothing you can do. So I just hope that government will act rightly to reduce the hardship in the land, so that when they want to create all these kind of freebies, we won't be having issues in the polity. And you see, this is not about political party, because I can tell you for free that both APC, PDP, Labour Party, ABGA, the difference between all of them is the difference between 6 and half a dozen. Pick 6, pick half a dozen. Look at the difference between them. That is the difference between these parties. And I'll give you an example. Now, I'm not always short of examples. What is happening in Oyo of PDP, Oyo State, that is being governed by PDP, the stampede that happened there, is what also happened in Anambra, that is governed by ABGA. Let there be a freebie in Abia that is governed by Alex Oti of the Labour Party. The same stampede will happen. So it is the poverty cut across political party, cut across region, cut across ethnicity, and the blame alone shouldn't be for the federal government. It shouldn't be for Bola Tinubu alone. Bola Tinubu, is at the federal level. The state also have something to do. So as much as I will blame Bola Tinubu, I will also blame the state governors, because what are you using the fund that you are getting for? All your security vote. Don't you know that creating a comfortable environment, creating adequate welfare for the people is also part of security? You think security is just about, when there's no armed robbery or how many guns the police can carry? No. You looking at the welfare of the people is also taking care of the security of the people, because when their welfare is taken care of, armed robbery will reduce, kidnapping will reduce, terrorism will reduce. That's what government doesn't know. So for me, all these parties, the difference between them are that between 6 and half a dozen. So it cuts across political parties. And one thing I'm concerned about is the fear of tomorrow, because rice was nothing to some of those dying for it now. Rice was nothing. So some of you that can afford the rice, me that can afford the rice, people that can afford it before, now, years back, are dying for it, are dying because of it today. So who knows what will happen tomorrow? Because so long as the poverty increase and people are falling out of the convenience ladder of the society, definitely there will be problem. So don't think that this doesn't concern you and you think it doesn't concern me, you know, I can afford it. No, be concerned, because tomorrow it may be your turn. It may be your turn. So let us always strive for equity, justice, and fairness. And to use the word of this African China, if you are a governor, govern well. If you are a president, preside well. If you are a police, police well. And we should avoid greed. Let the prosperity go round. Let everybody have something to put in their stomach. At least, even if it's not everybody that can buy a car, even if it's not everybody that can buy a house, Nigeria is not as poor that people cannot be able to feed. It's a problem. And I hope the government, headed by His Excellency President Bola Tinubu, will look into this issue, and also the state governors will put on their thinking cap. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omoshola Deji. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we relax to analyze politics and happenings in the polity. Do well to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course, I have great interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.